If you think Romania is just about vampires lurking in dark castles, just waiting to pounce on unsuspecting tourists, think again. Transylvanian vampires loom large, of course, but Romania is so much more than Bram Stoker's Count Dracula and his Brukenthal Palace. Romania does have its share of medieval castles, but it also has pretty alpine scenery that offers skiing in winter and hiking in summer. It's got quaint villages and painted churches that are awesome. In this video, we explore the best tourist attractions in Romania. We've collected a list of the tourist attractions in Romania, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Bran Castle. Bran Castle is often associated with Dracula as his home, though there's no indication that author Bram Stoker even knew of this medieval castle. The castle, a Romanian landmark, has a fairy tale quality, peeking out from forested a hillside near Brasov in Transylvania. With roots dating to the 13th century, this medieval castle today is a museum showcasing art and furniture collected by Queen Maria. It also is home to an open-air museum featuring Romanian peasant buildings from around the country. Number 2, Sighisoara Historic Center. If you have preconceived notions of what medieval life was like, Sighisoara Historic Center will certainly fulfill them. Old Town Sighisoara is definitely medieval at its finest. Found by 12th century Transylvanian Saxons, Sighisoara is a great example of a fortified medieval town. It has the traditional narrow streets flanked by colorful stone buildings. It is the birthplace of Vlad the Impaler, the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Sighisoara celebrates its medievalness every July with a festival that includes rock bands. Number 3, Palace of Parliament. In a country where medieval buildings abound, there's nothing medieval about the Palace of Parliament in the capital Bucharest. It is a thoroughly modern complex that is considered the largest administrative building in the world. It took 20,000 workers, working around the clock, 13 years to build it. It is an architectural wonder involving 700 architects and design specialists. The palace is a popular tourist attraction with foreigners, but not so much with the locals since it was built by Romania's hated leader, Nicolae Ceausescu. Number 4, Peles Castle. Peles Castle doesn't have a history of sieges and warfare, but it does have something other European castles don't: spectacular beauty, sitting as it does on a Carpathian hillside. This neo-Renaissance castle was built by King Carol I who vacationed here in the 1860s. Fairy tale-like in appearance, it's considered one of the most stunning castles in Europe. A 4,000-piece weapons collection reflects the king's military interests, while a movie room decorated with frescoes reflects the queen's artistic interests. The first movie shown in Romania aired here. Number 5, Transylvanian Alps. The Transylvanian Alps, also known as the Southern Carpathians, aren't as high as the Rockies or the Himalayas, usually under 2,000 meters in elevation. The exception is Mount Moldovanu, at 2,544 meters, 8,346 feet, the highest point in Romania. The rugged mountains, dotted with sheep-filled meadows with wildflowers, offer some pretty good hiking in the summer and skiing in the winter. Couch potatoes can visit a mist-shrouded Gothic castle instead as they hunt for legendary vampires on their own turf. Number 6, Poiana Brasov. When you get tired of seeking out vampires, consider Poiana Brasov for a change of pace. It's the most popular ski resort in Romania that also draws skiers from all over Europe. Located in the Carpathian Mountains, the ski resort has 7 slopes that offer a combined 25 kilometers, 15 miles, of skiing. The resort also hosts competitive alpine skiing and figure skating events. After a day on the slopes, warm yourself up with a traditional mulled wine or try some tuica, a plum-based pepper spice drink. Number 7, Danube Delta. If you're a nature lover, indulge yourself at the Danube Delta, the largest preserved river delta in Europe. The largest part is in Romania. Be sure to bring binoculars with you, as this is a paradise for watching wildlife, especially birds. Birds flock here from as far away as Egypt and China to breed or winter over. The willow-lined canals offer a great environment for the 300 bird species found here. You'll also find wildlife such as wildcats, wolves and the occasional boar. Number 8. Piata Mare. Surrounded by medieval buildings, the Piata Mare, or Big Square as it's known in English, is a must-see site in the Transylvanian city of Sibiu. The square had its beginning as a cereal market in the early 15th century. A few decades later, the Tailors' Guild building went up. It was followed by houses, a Jesuit church and Brukenthal Palace. Big Square was a place for public gatherings, including festivals and beheadings. It was place to see troublemakers as they were displayed in the lunatic's cage. Number 9. Mare Cemetery. Mare Cemetery in the town of Sapanta isn't your ordinary run-of-the-mill cemetery. It's more like a folk art gallery, with colorful tombstones, crosses and statuary celebrating the lives of the deceased. This colorful tradition began with a 14-year-old boy who began carving crosses in 1908. He added poems and painted a portrait of the deceased on the cross. Sometimes he even painted how they died. And thus a tradition was born. The background on everything is deep blue, with other colors symbolizing life, death and fertility. At last in the list, number 10, Corvin Castle. Corvin Castle is an imposing medieval, Gothic structure, considered the most impressive medieval castle in Romania. It also is known as Hunyad Castle after the high-ranking official who built it. Corvin Castle is a fairy tale castle that is accessed by a wooden bridge that bears a statue of Saint John of Nepomuk, the patron saint of bridges. A raven wearing a gold ring is a symbol of the 15th century castle. See, too, the bear pit and the dungeon where people were tortured. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite tourist attractions in Romania? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.